Will the rules be released today?
We now have a lot of work to do.
Okay, that's right.
After nearly 9 hours after that comment from Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, it appears that work in the Senate is still not done.
Let's take a live look at the state capitol tonight. Ooh, very lit up, as you can see, and members worked for nearly 8 hours to finalize rules for suspended Attorney General Ken Paxton's impeachment trial. They'll resume their work tomorrow morning. Paxton faces 20 articles of impeachment that include obstruction of justice, bribery, and making false statements.
The House's investigation that led to this trial stemmed from Paxton's attempt to use taxpayer money to settle a lawsuit with whistleblowers who accused him of abusing his office to benefit friend and political donor Nate Paul. KVUE's Darrenisha Heron is live at the state capitol tonight to run through what we know tonight. Darrenisha?
Quita and Brian, the Senate gavelled in at 9 tonight and said they will return at 10 a.m. tomorrow. They've been behind closed doors for the most of the day as we waited to hear the rules for Ken Paxton's impeachment trial. This is a conversation many wanted to see publicly happen, but that just wasn't the case today. Now, throughout this process, both the House and Ken Paxton's team have called for transparency, but for very different reasons. Earlier this month, when high-profile attorneys Dick DeGuerin and Rusty Hardin announced that they're helping present the House's case, they called for a full and open trial where both sides can present their arguments and evidence so the people of Texas can truly see what happened.
The people of the state of Texas are entitled to know whether their top cop is a crook.
We hope and pray that this will be a process that allows the public to fully examine everything. And I promise you, it's 10 times worse than has been public, and that is you think.
Ken Paxton's lead attorney, Tony Busby, says Paxton didn't have a fair impeachment process in the House because witnesses weren't placed under oath, and Paxton was not allowed to testify before the House's investigating committee. So they've called on the Senate to dismiss the case. But if that doesn't happen, they've said they're ready to fight.
We're girded up for a fight. We've already identified 66 witnesses that will need to be deposed, that sworn testimony will need to be taken from. There will be thousands of documents. When somebody comes at you and makes these kind of silly allegations, we will have to prove them wrong, I guess, because apparently the way it works in the House is you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent.
A Senate trial of this magnitude hasn't happened in over 100 years, so senators really don't have a lot to go on, and so that's why it's not surprising that they are taking their time to make this decision. Quita and Brian.
Darrenisha Heron live for us at the state capitol tonight, a very quiet state capitol. Darrenisha, thanks.